Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ted Neum. I'm a food, beverage, and portrait photographer based out of Philadelphia. And I gotta drink some of my coffee. I think the next thing I need to buy is a scale for my coffee because I think I put too much water in this one. But not by too much, but that's okay. Can't go making more coffee even though I just made a cup of coffee. So yeah, things to learn for 2026. Get a scale to properly weigh your coffee before you make it, and while you make it in your Chemex to get the optimal flavors. Pardon me. Again, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to 2026. Although 2025 felt like it was going incredibly slow, it did roll by, and there were definitely some pros from last year for me, but there were definitely things I wish were different. In 2025, leading me to want to improve for 2026. I shot this video several times, and each time, while I liked how I colored it in Final Cut Pro, parts of the video I didn't like because it turned into like a ranting kind of video, and I don't want that. You know, although it is very hard right now to try to keep everything positive and educational and all that sort, considering where our country's going, our current economic climate, the fact that we are in a recession. So it's very hard to stay positive, but I'm gonna try to be positive in this. I'll just hit some things that I think that we as a people are able to change in our day-to-day lives. So I'll just start with what I thought was pretty great for 2025, at least for me. I went to Vietnam with my mom last March. The reason why we went to Vietnam was because my mom's oldest sister was in hospice, and she ultimately passed away 2 weeks after we arrived. But for about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, we were in Vietnam. My mom stayed with her sister in hospice, and then when they discharged her and brought her back to her home, my mom stayed with her at their family's home. I really thought that there would be times when my mom would come back to Ho Chi Minh City to, go around the city with me to like explore the city. She didn't grow up in Ho Chi Minh City, but she did spend a lot of time in Ho Chi Minh City before my mom and dad left during the Vietnam War. I thought it'd be a fun experience not just fun, but also interesting experience to see Vietnam through her eyes as a guide. Although Vietnam has definitely changed over the years. They now have a subway system. Although when I was there, it was just one track. But the fact that there is now a speed line, I'm assuming a speed line, in Ho Chi Minh City, that's some pretty great progress. Especially if you know how the streets in Vietnam are. Like, it's basically a boondoggle for pedestrians. Like, it's a sea of mopeds zipping by in both directions. Many times they don't pay attention to any of the street lights or signs or laws. So it's kind of like still like the Wild West. But I luckily was able to had the gumption to cross the streets to get where I need to get to, for the most part. So while my mom was at the hospice and all that sort, I went around to check out different types of coffee shops. I'm not a big fan of I like Cafe Ciudad and the coffee got the street stalls, and those are fine for like a quick fixies, but I really do like the Chemex kind of single origin kind of coffee, that kind of process. I don't like adding sugar into my coffee or cream. So for me, while I could go into my cousin's place for a coffee, which was like jet fuel, I sought out different coffee shops to try out their third wave kind of coffee shops, which there were actually several which I think are really great. Leave a comment down below if you want to know if you go to Ho Chi Minh City. But yeah, so I pretty much went to coffee shops. I ate food on the classic plastic stools. I ate in the corner spots, alleyway eats. That where people just set up like a little booth of tables in the store and have a roaring pot of bumbu whey or pho cooking. I dig that kind of stuff. Although the second time, maybe it was the first time was Vietnam in 2011. I did that and I got the Saigon run. So just get one of those Pepto pills with you to alleviate any of those kind of diarrhea runs issues. So I eventually wanted to go to Da Nang. Oh, I actually did go to Da Nang, but that was after my aunt passing and the funeral procession. So yeah, that was basically the highlight of my year, going to Vietnam with my mom. I do want to go back. I'm hoping in October. I'm trying to save up all my vacation days and money to go, either to Vietnam or Japan. The other cool things that happened this year were not in 25. The other cool things that happened in 2025 were not directly me, but my friends. I'm very happy and proud of them that they got number 16 on the world's 50 best restaurants in America. And then in November, they got one of Philadelphia's first Michelin stars, which has been a long time coming. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they got number 16 and one of the first Michelin stars, and I can't be more proud of them. I recently went there for a New Year's Eve dinner. It was pretty amazing. The food just hit, and it was all very well balanced. I definitely had a great time, and the food is always amazing. And I shot their portraits for their 50 World's Best and the parts of their entries to the Michelin Guide, so you could check that out. But yeah, 2020, that was the highlights of 2025. I didn't get that much work in 2025. It really sucked that freelance work has took a dive. I'm still sending out mailers. I have to create a new mailer right now for the spring season. My question is, I don't know if editorials are still hiring. If they are, maybe they're just sticking with the people who they usually hire. But I kind of wonder, are their budgets being cut? Big commercial clients reached out, and even after we were negotiating, after several weeks of negotiations, they ultimately said no. A lot of it is because they had to cut their own budgets. So 2025 is a year of budget cuts. Not just for our freelance work, but also my day job too. The university was doing major budget cuts too, so it really sucks. Like, hey, there's a cat. This is the part of the other videos that I dwelled in too long, but I feel like I should just say it and just move on. This country re-elected a con man. like we are now in a recession, and he has no actual plans for any policies that help the common folk, anyone who's a billionaire or having good handouts. I'm just gonna leave it there. I feel like the whole reason why the other videos I didn't want to put up is because of this. So I'll just move on. So for 2026, there are definitely things I want to do to achieve my goals. The first is that I want to shoot more food videos, like more documentary style. I'm not into creating like advertisement kind of trendy Instagram reels and TikToks. I want to be able to tell a cohesive story of people in the food industry. Also, not just with video, but primarily, I do want to do it mostly with video, but also with photography. The second goal, which also kind of ties into that, and as I was mentioning, is that I want to shoot more environmental portraits. I think that to be able to tell a strong human story, whether through video or stills, is still incredibly important. And it is important for us to keep going, to have those kind of stories. But the use of AI to change voices, I'm okay with when you're using AI to like remove a light pole or distracted elements in your frames, like a telephone pole or exit sign or something like that, where you should still disclose the fact that you remove something from your image because you're doing due diligence, but you just want to clean up the frame because it's something that you can't really, intentionally take in and take out as part of this world, but it clutters your scene. And I think those kind of edits are okay, especially using with AI and that sort. But to use AI to create an entirely false world, false narrative, all for the goal of riling people up, for the goal of gaslighting and that sort, I think is despicable. And is that why we are pumping billions of dollars into AI to really screw up our society even more? I can't get behind that. So I know we're being told to get with the times and embrace AI, but there's no sense of responsibility. There is no sense of the ability to actually tell what is actually AI, what is not, until after a while it's discovered it is AI. Like, we need the tools to be able to tell what's real and what's not real. I know they say the same thing about Photoshop and that sort, but this expediency and speed of AI creating this fake stuff over Photoshop makes it way worse. But anyway, so to be able to tell a strong human story is still very much needed. I wanted to shoot more food videos. I want to do more environmental portraits of chefs, of people who are in the industry. The other goal is to reduce my debt. It's always important to reduce your financial burdens, which also ties me into saying that trying to do more mailers. It's hard to network. I really would like to know, find out, because I was told that there aren't that many cookbooks being offered to people in this, at least in Philly, in the city, in this region, because cookbooks used to be a big seller, but it feels like the sales are dropping. So publishers now let's have second thoughts on these cookbook ideas. They're definitely giving cookbook deals to the more TV fans. No, like stars in the industry, like whether it's a chef, a popular star chef, or a TV personality, because that's where most people will end up buying, is if there's like a star attached to the project. So, but I'm still gonna send out mailers to publishers to consider me, to hire me to photograph the work, because I still love cookbooks. If I had a proper bookshelf at home, I'd probably have a pretty cool collection. Although I can cook, I guess that's another goal, is to become a better cook. Well, the cookbook pushing also, leads me to say to really push, really try to expand my visual business with photography and stills, with still photography and videography. That'd be all. That's still my ultimate goal. And lastly is that I've been playing around with the idea of moving abroad, either Vietnam or Japan, but I don't know. I'm at the age where I realize that if I'm gonna do it, I have to do it really soon. At least that's what my friend said. I it'd be great to live in those countries and work, but the other part of me is worried about, because my parents are in their late 70s, and so their own health is not doing so well. I mean, but they're also in their late 70s, so it's kind of expected. So I'm the of all us brothers, I have three older brothers. One's in California, one's in Florida, one's in Taiwan. The only one that's around to help them with anything with the medical stuff is me. So for me, it's like that responsibility is nestled on my shoulders, and so for me to decide to move abroad and that sort might not be able to be accomplished. And maybe extended stays is probably my better option, but that will also mean me leaving my day job. I would also have to leave my day job if I decide to move abroad too. So, but yeah, it's the I love to travel. I would love to just be a digital nomad, but healthcare. But then again, healthcare in Japan and Vietnam is probably better than here, or mainly in Japan compared to Vietnam. But yeah, there are definitely a lot of things to think about if should that happen. But right now, I am currently job hugging. I think that's what the kids say about sticking with your job. It's because of healthcare. Like I get healthcare through my day job. If I did not have my day job and I was making money as a full-time freelancer, would I be able to make enough to cover my bills, rent, and healthcare? Like the tax subsidies of the ACA has been not been renewed, which shouldn't have been a thing anyway. But now that everyone's healthcare premiums are going up, people who are getting their health insurance through their day jobs and that sort, we will also see increases to what we pay to cover our healthcare, because that's how health insurance works. It is basically an umbrella that we all pay into to cover our needs. And it's not fair, it's not right, but that's our health insurance. And now that the costs are going up because of ACA, and the Republicans not even have their own goddamn idea how to tackle any healthcare issues for like the last 16 years or so, we are now stuck with massive healthcare bills. And my own health is not as good as it used to be. I'm, 43, so I'm soon to have to get a colonoscopy. I recently had heart issues, although the test and negative results came out negative, but I also have a lot of shortness of breath issues. Then earlier in the year, I had like issues with my digestion system. So it's like a whole lot of things going on, and the older you get, the more these issues will come up, and so you need this healthcare. You need healthcare. It's like, so yeah, this will also lead me into another political rant. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. So yeah, those are my goals. Is like to really shoot more food videos, to do more documentary style food videos, environmental portraits, pay off financial debt, really broaden my visual business to that I have more work to be able to afford all this, to pay off my debts and that sort, and to I'm just gonna say travel more. It's probably better than, at least for right now, considering that I have to really consider what will happen if I do move abroad. So yeah, travel more. But yeah, those are my goals for 2026. I'm pretty sure, as with many New Year's resolutions, not all of them are achieved. So I'm just going to take the small steps to go for those goals, because these goals aren't something I'm just going to come up with a whim. They are long-standing goals that I want to achieve. So I just have to make the small right steps to be on the path to achieve those goals. But what are your goals for 2026? I'd love to hear them. Just leave a comment down below. I'll read them. I'll try to respond. And I hope this 2026 is amazing for all of us, and much luck and love to you all. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.